Okay, so welcome to another segment of my sequences and series as we continue looking at what we called as being arithmetic progression APs there. So these are some sample questions and I just want to show you how you can go about answering them. So the first one there says for an arithmetic progression, so they have given you an arithmetic progression 5, 7, 9. They want us to find A, the common difference. Remember, the common difference is a T2 minus T1. So this is like our T1, our T2, and our T3. So it will be 7 minus our T1, which is a 5. So the common difference is simply a 2 there. Then the B part there says we find the 6th term. So the 6th term means that when n is equal to 6, what's the first term in the sequence? A, it is simply 5. And what's the common difference? We have found that is 2. So let's apply the general formula for the nth term, a plus n minus 1 multiplied by the common difference. So when our n is equal to 6, so it will be T6, the first term is 5 plus, what is my n? It is 6 minus 1 times that one. So T6 will be equal to 5 plus, what is 6 minus 1? It is 5, but multiplied by 2. So it will be 5 plus 2 times, 5 times 2 is a 10. And if you add that, meaning the term in the 6th position is actually 15. That is what we mean. And it is true. Let me just do a quick one so that you are able to see. They gave us 5, 7, and 9. So remember what we said, for you to know the next term, you add the common difference. So it was 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 2, 9. So 9 plus 2, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11 there, 11, 11, 12, 13. That's what we mean. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 13, we are going to have 15. So you can see this is the first term, this is the second term, this is the third term, the fourth term, the fifth term, and this is the 6th term. So the 6th term is basically 15, and that is what you got. So you don't need, remember, if you know the common difference, you can know the next number by adding the common difference. In this case, my common difference was 2, so I kept on adding until I reached the 6th term. It is also possible you can also find it in that way if you don't want to apply the formula. Then the C part there says that we find the sum of the first 12 terms. Remember the formula that we are applying, the sum of the first 12 terms. Sn is equal to n over 2, and that is going to be 2a plus n minus 1 multiplied by the common difference. Do we know the first term? In that sequence, it is a 5. The common difference, we know it's 2. Since the sum of the first 12 terms, meaning when n is equal to 12. So we replace there. It will be s, my n is 12. There it will be 12 over 2. And that will be 2 multiplied by the first term, 5 plus, what is my n? It is 12 minus 1, and the common difference, which is a 2. So it will be s12 is a 2 into 12 is a 6. So let's work out what is there. 2 times 5 is a 10 plus, that is 12 minus 1, that is 11 times 2. That's what we mean. So it will be 6. It will be 10 plus 11 times 2 is a 22. All right, so that will be 6. 10 plus that one will give us a 32. Because this is paper 1, no calculator, so we can just go the religious way. 32 multiplied by 6. 6 times 12 is a 2 carry 1. 6 times 3, 18 plus 1, that's 19. So the overall answer here is going to be 192. So if you add the first 12 terms, you add them together, it will give you a 192. So that's the way you can do it. Remember, this is paper 1, no need of you using a calculator, but you just need to use your head and know the basics of simple algebra. Let's look at question number 2 there. Question number 2 there is simply saying that find for the sequence. So they have given us the sequence again there, 25, 22, 19, 16. It says find the formula for the nth term. But before we can find the formula for the nth term, we need to identify the first term, which is 25, and we need to know our common difference by simply saying 22 minus 25. Don't say, no, 25 minus 22. No, this is the first term, this is the second term, that is the third term. So it is the second term minus the first term. And don't say 25 minus 2, it's wrong. So 22, 23, 24, 25, and that will give us a negative 3. Okay, so since the question says the formula for the nth term, meaning we don't know what our n is, that's what we said. So it is going to be Tn is equal to the first term, then n minus 1 multiplied by the common difference. We don't know what our n, remember, is. So we are replacing on just the first term and the common difference and simplify the expression. That's all. So the first term is 25 plus n minus 1. The common difference is negative 3. So Tn is equal to 25. Remember, 3 multiplied by n will give you negative 3. And negative 3 times negative 1 will give you a positive 3 there. This positive multiplies by that, so it will be 25. Positive and negative, it's negative 3n. Positive and positive, it is still positive. So like terms, 25 plus 3, that will be 25 plus 3 minus 3n. So that will give us 28 minus, in this case, 3n. So that's the formula for the nth term. So we don't even need to actually struggle with that one. That is the way you can go about it. Remember, when you're finding the formula of the nth term, you replace on the first term and the common difference, but you don't know your n. Simplify it to its simplest form in terms of n. That's your nth term. B, number 2b there. Number 2b says the sum of the first 20. So we want to find the sum of the first 20 terms. So remember, the first term we know is 25. The common difference, that was negative 3. And since the sum of the first 20 terms, meaning when n is equal to 20. So remember the formula, Sn is equal to n over 2. Then that is 2a plus n minus 1 multiplied by the common difference. So S20 will be equal to 20 over 2. And that will be 2 multiplied by the first term, which is 25, plus that will be 20 minus 1 multiplied by the common difference 3. So this into that will give you a 10. 2 times 25 is a 50, plus this times that is simply 19 times negative 3. So 19 times negative 3, let me just say times 3. 3 times 9, that is 27, 7 carry 2. 3 times 1 is a 3 plus 2, so that will give me 57. So it will be negative 57. So it will be 10. That will be 50 plus negative 57. Yeah, positive and negative there is going to give us 50 minus 57. That will be a negative. So that will be 10 multiply. That will give me a negative 7. So that will give me a negative 70. So a negative 70 is the sum of the first 20 terms when you definitely get to add them. So that is what we mean when we talk about that. So it's not complicated. Just, practice, such questions. Then you'll be able to see that these things are actually very simple. Let's move on to our last question for today. That is part question number 3. It says A, find this for the sequence 11, 13, 15, 17. Find the 13th term.